James Gunn has spoken about Supergirl following the first trailer, and oh my god, it's gonna be totes 6767 Hauk Tuah 67. Probably not. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. A few days ago, the first Supergirl trailer dropped, and let's just say, as opposed to the first Superman trailer when that dropped, this has seemingly received a bit more of a cautious / mixed reaction to it, with some of the decisions being made in the trailer causing quite a few questions amongst fans. Now, the trailer has been out for about 4 days now, and it only took about 24 hours or so for it to have more dislikes than the Superman trailer took 6 months to accumulate. And as we see at the moment, it is sitting on 364,000 upvotes, so it's by no means in any way, shape, or form close to being ratioed, but still a quite concerning 41,000 downvotes. We all know that there's hype and extra 6-7 Hauk Tuah excitement for all of these things by, well, the bot farms. You know, they're the ones that try and generate all of this. But ultimately, the positivity that the Superman trailer allegedly brought in, which is only now at 80,000 dislikes to the 1.2 million likes, didn't translate into box office because Superman only took 616 million worldwide, which was substantially less than Man of Steel, not even adjusting for inflation, and judging by the budget and the marketing prices that they themselves gave, Superman lost money. So what on earth does that bode when it comes to Supergirl? Well, in DC's eyes, cope. The day after the trailer dropped, they posted this on their social media account with the words, "You know you're that girl when you cause all this conversation," which just so happens to be a quote from a Beyonce song, because that's their target audience. The women who have no interest whatsoever in superheroes, but okay. But as you can see from the comments being made, they're not only just so generic, but half the time just retarded. Already in love with this movie. You haven't seen the movie, you're just seeing a trailer. I'm so ready. We're so back. Kara is on her way. My goodness me, it's as if these are a bunch of bots. So excited. Kara is here. Looks chaotic and I can't wait. This is perfect, and it's only the teaser. Is it any wonder that a lot of people get so sick and tired of this overreaction to slop? There was nothing in that trailer. I mean, objectively, there was nothing in that trailer which said different, unique, new. It was very generic, typical of James Gunn, typical of Guardians of the Galaxy. Nothing there screamed, pay attention, look at this character, somebody is legitimately rising up. No, quite the opposite. It just came across as more generic, girl bossy, dour, I don't need to smile, kind of feminist drivel, which we've unfortunately been subjected to for so long now that never mind the characters on the screen looking jaded, just have a look at your audience, because your numbers in the cinema for superhero movies are so far down now because maybe, just maybe, you're not making any superheroes anymore. And that's what people want. Something to actually aspire and look up to. But after all, this is based on the Tom I've Got More Mummy Issues Than Norman Bloody Bates King miniseries Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which came out in 2022. So yes, more modernity shite, and painted Kara as this broken character. My goodness me, Tom King writing a character that's as broken as he is over and over and over and... Oh my goodness me, sorry. Just getting flashbacks to reading his bollocks. Do you remember his Heroes in Crisis? Probably the worst thing I have ever read in my whole entire life, which was so gutting because Clayman's art for this book was absolutely sensational. Shame the writing was such dog shit, but that's Tom King, broken man who can only write about broken characters or take wonderful characters and break them like they're his toys which he doesn't know how to treat properly. But this is what happens when your showrunner, when your leader is fully on board with this way of portraying superheroes. James Gunn says Supergirl is finally allowed to be messy, quote, like male superheroes have been for a while, and like audiences have been put off for a while. Like audiences are so sick and tired of this broken superhero trope for a while. Like audiences are tired of the broken superhero for a while. Like audiences wanted to go see your Superman hero to finally see a hero, which they didn't get. And that's most likely why Superman did fail at the cinema. Because instead of seeing this hopeful icon that people could look up to, we got some cuckold that lost pretty much every one of his fights, that didn't seem to take anything seriously whatsoever, that sub-characters that aren't even elevated enough in comicdom to say his fucking name were playing the big hero, making him look like some mid-nothing generic character. And now we've got messy Supergirl. This is really an anti-hero story. What, like Peacemaker and your Guy Gardner and your Hauk girl. Sorry, I mean Hawk Girl. She's got a lot of demons, a lot of baggage coming into this. Oh, great, great. More superheroes with baggage. That's going to be so amazing. My God, the escapism is going to be off the charts, which is very different from where Superman is in his life. Yes, where Superman is Lois Lane talking to Mr. Terrific, who she's only just met, telling him that she's thinking about dumping this cuck. What a guy. But in a recent interview, James Gunn actually said the quiet part out loud, where he fully admits that Shield Media gets rewarded by access to people like himself.
Like, to be completely honest, I really appreciate what you guys have done with the show and everything. I appreciate your shows. I think they're fun to watch, whether about my stuff or something else. This was my idea to do, a handful of people whose stuff I enjoy and say, let's give them a little bit of time, because I appreciate it. And you...
Oh, by the way, that's Eric. I'm totally not a shill. Voss being a total shill again. And just there shows how the authenticity of the media surrounding this is absolutely compromised. You say nice things about our product, you gain access to people like me. So therefore, these channels are now motivated by being more positive towards these things, whether they truly like them or not, because if they fail to do so, they could lose their access, because channels like this are very self-serving. Instead of actually presenting objectively or even subjectively what they truly think to an audience, they're now ripped inside of the studio bubble and simply become mouthpieces for the marketing campaign which they want to push onto their audiences. Compromised. say what you want about Zack Snyder, and believe you me, there is absolutely plenty to criticize about Zack Snyder and his DC universe. One thing that separates most definitively his from James Gunn is Zack Snyder's superheroes felt like gods amongst men, while in James Gunn's universe, they all come across as, well, essentially nobodies. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. And I expect Supergirl's campaign to look something like this. Huge amounts of social media hype, huge amounts of buzz and positivity surrounding it, and absolutely none of it translating into actual box office numbers. Because I don't see a universe, James Gunn or Zack Snyder, where this Supergirl movie even comes close to doing what Superman did at the box office. And judging by that initial knee-jerk reaction to the first trailer, I think there's going to be a lot more people dropping off this bandwagon as time progresses and we see more of this dour film. But hey, 6767 Hauk, Tuah. I'm sure it's going to do $1 billion. $1 billion. Jeez. $1 billion lira. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Goodbye, beloved.